In the first half of the 21st century, humanity faced profound challenges: pandemics, climate change, economic inequality, and rapid automation. As the world approached 2035, a new era of possibility unfolded, one fueled by innovation, collaboration, and the relentless spirit to redefine what it means to be human. By 2035, healthcare had been reshaped from reactive treatment to predictive prevention. Advances in genomic sequencing and personalized medicine reduced the incidence of chronic diseases dramatically. Countries like the United States, Germany, South Korea, and Singapore invested heavily in health AI, systems that could predict risk factors decades before symptoms emerged. Globally, research hubs, from Boston to Berlin, Seoul to Singapore, leveraged artificial intelligence to design drugs at unprecedented speed, shortening development timelines from years to months. The rapid adaptation of AI in drug discovery during the COVID-19 era laid the groundwork for this revolution. In hospitals, intelligent diagnostic platforms now analyze medical histories, lifestyle data, and genetic profiles to detect disease patterns before they manifest clinically. Robotic surgery, guided by AI, ensures precision beyond human capability. Learning in 2035 has transcended physical classrooms. Personalized education platforms adapt curriculum in real time based on each learner's strengths, weaknesses, and cognitive preferences. Remote regions now have access to world-class instruction thanks to immersive virtual environments. Countries like Estonia, Finland, Canada, and Japan have pioneered adaptive learning ecosystems, where AI tutors guide children through critical thinking, creativity, and emotional intelligence, skills once thought too human for automation. Early 2020s investments in online education platforms accelerated during global lockdowns, sowing seeds for the education systems of 2035. This new era transformed education into a lifelong dynamic journey, one that bridges cultural divides and democratizes opportunity. Food systems in 2035 have been fundamentally reorganized. Climate-resilient crops and vertical farms dot city skylines from Nairobi to New York, producing fresh greens with minimal land and water. Meat production experienced a revolution. Lab-grown meat, once a novelty, is now a mainstream staple produced by companies in Europe, Israel, the United States, and China. These cultured proteins reduce greenhouse gas emissions and eliminate the ethical questions of traditional livestock farming. Over the past decade, tens of millions in funding have flowed into cellular agriculture, heavily supported by initiatives in Singapore and the EU approving cultured meat products. Industrial food labs continuously innovate, blending tailored nutrition with taste preferences, creating foods that actively prevent disease, boost cognition, and adapt to individual dietary needs. By 2035, electronics are no longer just objects, they're really extensions of our senses and cognition. Ultra-efficient processors, quantum computing breakthroughs, and neuromorphic chips now power devices with capabilities we couldn't have even imagined just a decade ago. Wearable biosensors keep track of real-time health data, predicting things like fatigue, stress, or even nutritional deficiencies before we notice any symptoms. Augmented reality now overlays digital information onto our physical world, and neural interfaces, which used to be just experimental, are starting to actually bridge communication between minds and machines. Companies across the United States, China, Japan, and the EU are leading global innovation, building ecosystems that connect pretty much every aspect of human life with intelligent feedback loops. Some of the most controversial advancements sit at the boundary of life itself. Regenerative biology and stem cell technologies now enable tissue regeneration that can restore damaged organs. While the idea of bringing the dead back to life remains speculative and, honestly, ethically fraught, lab-grown organs and bioengineered tissues are already saving lives. Leading research centers, from Harvard's Wyss Institute to Tokyo's Riken and Germany's Max Planck Institutes, are exploring cellular reprogramming, the ability to reverse cell aging, rejuvenate organs, and push back the biological limits of life. Gene editing platforms like CRISPR initiated this wave. Research labs today are building on that foundation. Another frontier, ectogenesis, has produced controlled environments where preterm infants can develop outside the human body, radically improving survival rates for extremely premature births. By 2035, the world has not been perfected. Inequality persists, climate threats remain, and ethical dilemmas loom large. But humanity stands on firmer ground, backed by innovation that enriches life, lengthens health span, and deepens human potential. From personalized medicine that protects our bodies, to education systems that nurture minds, to food systems that sustain the planet, technology has become the great amplifier of human will. As we move forward, the question is no longer just what we can build, but what kind of world we choose to create. The future is not written. It is imagined, innovated, and brought to life by those who dare to think beyond the possible.